Hello, Libras, and welcome to this, your very first reading of 2025. This is your January reading and predictions. Very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Let's get started. I'm super excited for all of the readings right now. We're going to take a look at your energies right now. We're going to take a look at what you're focusing on. I'm going to try and stop tripping over top of my own tongue. We're going to take a look at your challenges, what you don't see coming, and some messages from the universe as well. My name is Marnie, also known as the intuitive butterfly. Right now, at this time of the year, I am currently offering my 13 card special. My 13 card special is only offered from December 15th through until January the 15th. The 13 card reading is an overview, a personal overview. Now, this reading that I am doing for the Libras is a general reading. So take what resonates, leave the rest behind for others. And if you want to delve deeper into what's coming up for you in 2025, I'll leave a link in the description for the 13 card reading. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Libra, this is you're going to laugh. This is the 5th video I've made out of the 12 Zodiac signs. 2 other signs had a bunch of 5s come up in their... Oh, I have a helper. They had a bunch of 5s come up in their reading. Meaning that 5 is going to be pretty important in January. And like I said, this is my 5th video that I'm recording. And you have 5, 5, 5. I'm sorry. Like my mind is completely blown here. You have the equivalent to the 5 of Swords. You have the 5 of Pentacles. And you have the equivalent to the Hierophant, which is the 5th card in the Major Arcana. Oh, and here is my helper. This is Cheeseburger. This is the kitten that my son decided to bring home a couple of months ago. And he has been helping me all day today. And he likes to bite. And you're not being very helpful. So down you go. Okay. Sorry about the distractions, Libra. Maybe that's part of the issue with your reading going out of December and into January. There are no mistakes. All right, let's get started. The first card that you have that popped out for you is the equivalent to the 5 of Swords. This is the comparison card. This is a card reminding you that if you are bamboo and you are comparing yourself to an oak tree, there is no comparison. And so in some ways, it may make you feel superior if you are comparing yourself to others. And in other ways, it may make you feel inferior. Either way, this card is a card of saying comparisons with other people is not healthy. Libra, not healthy. Walk away from that. Okay. You have the 5 of Pentacles. Now, the 5 of Pentacles is somewhat of a balancing card. It's a card of reminding you that sometimes you have to step outside of the box, outside of a comfort zone, in order to be able to really, really manifest and become what you want. Sometimes you have to become the outsider in order to be able to manifest something new. So, and then you have the no thingness card. This card corresponds to the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is about letting go of outmoded ideas and beliefs. You've probably, if you've been on my channel for some time, you'll know that the Hierophant is one of my favorite cards to come up in the tarot because it's about exploring the institutions and the belief systems that we have, and learning to let go of them so that we can move into a position of actually being an outsider. Because guess what? The outsiders, the people that think outside of the box, are the innovators. They are the ones that are the outsiders of today are the innovators and the stories of tomorrow. And so, Libra, that's what's coming up for me, is that you need to let go of comparing yourself to others as we move into January. You need to accept that it's okay to be an outsider. It's okay to think outside the box, and you need to let go of some old, outmoded belief systems. You have to go into this no thingness. So, because this card is Major Arcana, I'm going to dig a little deeper into this one for you. Going into no thingness is letting go of the family belief systems that we're born into. Okay. Sometimes that can extend to the religions that we are born into and the belief systems of those religions, right? The society that we're born into. And here's where we come into the comparisons as well. In that, if, and religion, societies, different ethnicities, and so on are very, very guilty of becoming divisive because they are always in comparison. And Libra, this is you getting outside of this way of thinking of, I'm better because I have religion X and you're down there because you have religion Y. Or if you don't want to go there with religion, then go there with ethnicities. Go there with any number of things, of belief systems. I'm better because I'm a vegetarian. I'm better because I only eat meat and I'm on the carnivore diet. Okay. These comparisons that we find ourselves in, wherein we are trying to either elevate ourselves or we are trying to diminish someone else, is what the no thingness card is all about letting go of. It's about getting out of this energy, taking our 5 damn swords and walking away and saying, I am not participating. I'm not playing in your game of trying to compare bamboo to an oak tree. It's just not okay. Sorry, someone's at my door. I'll be right back. Okay, Libras, are we back on? Yes, we're back on. Okay, let's get back to it. A lot of distractions these days. Anyway, getting back to your reading. 5, 5, 5. Pay attention to January 5th. Don't be comparing yourself to others. It's okay to be the outsider. And take a good hard look at outmoded beliefs and belief systems. Some of what we believed 100 years ago no longer serves our highest good. All right, I still have to catch my breath from going up and down the stairs. Okay. We're going to take a look at what you're focusing on, and we've got a number of cards that have come out. See if the cards want to narrow it down at all. Are we going to narrow this down? Apparently not. Okay. We have 2 knights coming in. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. Interesting. Oh my goodness. You have another double. You have more doubles here. There is something going on for you in January, Libra. Start paying attention to when you're seeing 2 of anything or even 3 of something. These 3 5s that came out. Now you have the 9 of Pentacles as well as the 9 of Wands coming in. And you have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups coming in here. So there's absolutely something going on where there's a duality. What you're focusing on is a duality. So let's start with the 9s, the 2 9s that you have. 9 of Wands is a card of You know what? I've come through some difficult times, but I'm feeling victorious and I'm feeling like I'm in a better place at this time. And to me, this being in what you're focusing on for the month of January is saying this is the place that you are aspiring to get to. You have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of timing. It's a card of ripeness. It's the card of everything is lining up for the purposes of you being successful at this time. These two cards together are saying it doesn't really matter what you put out there into the world once you do this other work at the end of December. What you put out into the world in January has the sun shining down on it. You have the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups coming in, two knights, which means that there's a lot of the divine masculine energy coming in. Um, but the interesting thing is you have the wands, which are very fiery and actionable, and that's very much divine masculine. And then you have the Knight of Cups, which is very emotional and soft and mushy, and he's going to bring you some roses, and that's very much the divine feminine. So there's this balancing out that's happening. Like here, you've just come through a battle and you're feeling like you're in a good place, but you also feel like the time is right to go back into something. And then here you've got the Knight of Wands calling you to action, indicating that whatever's happening for you is happening very quickly. And then you've got the Knight of Cups saying, yeah, but let's be a little romantic. Let's involve our emotions just a little bit here. So it does look like for some of you Libras, this Knight of Cups and Knight of Wands, for those of you who are single and seeking, this can be an indication that someone is coming towards you. They're coming towards you quickly and they got a little bit of a fire in their heart, right? But they also have a romantic side. So if that's what you've been looking to manifest in 2025, Libra, these cards are looking good. It's looking like, yeah, you've come through a few battles with your relationships, but the time is ripe. I'm saying ripe because this is a ripeness card. The time is ripe for you to, maybe put your heart back out there. Just saying. And for those of you who are not seeking anything romantic, this can also be translated into business. Perhaps you've left a job recently that you weren't very happy with, or you had tried to put a new business idea out there and it didn't really go very well, but you're feeling, calm about it. And then this card comes along and says, yep, the time is ripe for you to try again. And there's a new opportunity coming towards you, but you might be a little emotional about this new opportunity coming towards you. Let's take a look at what might get in your way? What might challenge you? What kinds of energies are going to come in that might make you go, eek? So, okay, and we do have another card that's wanting to come out. If you look here, this one decided not to go down. Okay, this is too many cards to read yet again. The cards keep doing this to me. They're very, very talkative at the beginning of the year. All right, challenges. King of Pentacles is coming in as one of your challenges. Yeah, you're fearful about money, fearful about finances, thinking, oh, for those of you who are single and seeking, I'm going to grab that card because I stopped at that card. For those of you who are possibly single and seeking and saying, maybe I could put my heart out there again, you may have been burned financially in the past. And so this card is coming in. And for those of you who are treating this reading more like a business reading, like a career type reading, and because this is a general reading, I can't say specifically if it's a romantic reading or if it's a business reading. So take it how it resonates. But, there's enough balance here, especially with two knights and two nines and the fives all coming up, that there is a duality involved in your reading as well here, Libra. So, yeah, this King of Pentacles is saying, you've got some fear around money and finances going into January. And you've got the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands is a card of feeling like it can feel like there's a little bit of a storm brewing. It can feel like you've got too many balls up in the air, like you're juggling a little bit too much. But the Eight of Wands is also a card of quick, immediate responses. Things are going to happen really quickly, and that can seem stormy or overwhelming. And so that's coming up for you as well in January. Now, is it something to be fearful of? No, it's just something to be aware of so that you're not overwhelmed when it comes up. When two or three different opportunities present themselves, don't feel overwhelmed. Just say, yep, I saw that in the reading. I knew this was going to be coming. I'm going to take a couple steps back and it's all going to be cool. We'll figure it out. All right. Messages from the universe for Libra for January. What do we got going on? Feel joy in all that you do. Feel joy in all that you do. Yeah, why not feel joy in everything that you're doing? I mean, your reading is coming out smelling like the roses that this Knight of Cups is holding. Focus on the positive. Again, Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. I mean, things coming and rushing towards you. The Eight of Wands is not a bad card. It's a card meaning that there's a lot happening, but it's not a negative card in any way. In fact, some people get excited when they see the Eight of Wands come up because the Eight of Wands can also indicate the possibility of travel. So just putting that out there. Let's take a look at what's coming up in your unexpected. Unexpected for Libra in January. That card's going to fall off the table. Please don't fall off the table. Caught it. Right. I'm just going through here. Unexpected. Okay. We've got a few cards that decided not to go back in the deck. These cards just want to jump and play. Okay. You now have another night coming in to your reading. So there's definitely some threes. Actually, you have four nights in your reading. Knights, not nines. You've got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands here. You've got the Knight of Swords here, and you also have the Knight of Cups coming in again. Two more knights coming in. Again, divine masculine coming through, but also some divine feminine coming through, trusting, understanding your emotions, right? When we trust, we have to be in touch with our emotions. So this is coming up for you. Take that leap of faith, right? If we go back to where you were at the end of December with these 3 fives that came in for you, to step out of your comfort zone and partially be the outsider and to step out of some of the belief systems that you were raised under and to question them, and to step away from comparing ourselves to others and just being in that negative headspace of comparison, and then moving into Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, Knight of Trust, Knight of Cups a second time. Yeah, I mean, Libra, there's a lot going on for you in January. A lot. Okay. What you don't see coming. You have the Knight of Swords coming in. This is the knight that goes out fighting. He is the one that is impulsive. Out of all of the knights, he's the one that rides in on his horse and he's got his sword held high in the air in a fighting stance. He is the one that doesn't necessarily think things all the way through before he takes action. So, this card coming up in your unexpected is asking you to not be quite so impulsive when something comes up in comparison. Certain belief systems, when if that kind of stuff comes up, don't be extremely impulsive. Don't go in there with a fighting stance. Let people figure it out for themselves. If we've learned anything in the last 5 years, it's that we can change ourselves, we can change our own belief systems, but we can't change what other people think and believe. They will come around in their own time. And I don't know why that came up, but that's what came up right now. Because your very next card is the Seven of Wands. This is the stress card. Okay. If you are in a fighting stance and you're charging in places with your sword held high and I have just discovered that a certain belief system from the society in which we were raised just doesn't ring true for me anymore. And I'm right about this. If you have that kind of attitude and you're running in and you're trying to change people's minds, yeah, you're going to have stress coming in. So just watch for that coming up. So that is more businessy to me. That's more career minded type stuff. Um, but it can be with regards to a relationship too. Like this, I was talking about potential relationship here, especially with the two knights and the two nines. Um, don't go charging into something in January, Libra. That's really the message. Like, don't go barreling through something. Don't try and force your belief systems on others. People will come around in their own time. Okay. You have the sharing card coming up next. This card corresponds to the Queen of Wands. She is about sharing, about caring, but she is also about kindness, generosity. So you may be put in a position where you're going to want to express some kindness and generosity. And that kind of comes up with, focus on the positive and feel joy in all that you do. And again, this this card is the Knight of Cups for a second time. Trust. And it's okay to be emotional every once in a while as well. Okay. This deck. Let's see what comes. Final words, final thoughts for Libra for January. Final thoughts. Anything else? Anything else? Oh. Okay. You have more doubles here. Again, Libra. In your difficult influences, you had the King of Pentacles. You have the King of Pentacles coming out again. This is in your final outcome. What this is telling me, having this card in your difficult influences, being a little bit worried about money, this coming out as your final outcome is a card that's saying your worry is just causing you undue stress. There's no need to worry. You're going to be okay. That's what your King of Pentacles is telling you. I was also smiling because remember what I said this card corresponds to? This no thingness card with the 5 at the bottom. It corresponds to the Hierophant. And you again have the Hierophant. Come on, kitty. You want to sit up there? You want to sit up there and help me? You have the Hierophant coming in again. So again, the theme that started for you, Libra, in late December, moving into January, about looking at belief systems, looking at the institutions, spiritual, philosophical, educational, religious, and looking at so I'm just going to read what it says. The Hierophant symbolizes any organized institution, be it religious, philosophical, educational, spiritual, or temporal, that exerts authority over its followers or participants in a kind of mind control. This card calls upon people to explore these controls from these institutions and gain insight for themselves. Okay. That card says it better than I possibly could have, but it does seem like that theme is going to continue for you through the end of January as well. That there is some kind of belief system that you feel is not resonating for you anymore in both your relationships, personal or business, and they require a deeper dive. Your relationship to these institutions and belief systems. The final card in your reading is the Death card. There you go, Death card. I'm having a little trouble getting it to focus. There it goes, the Death card. Okay. The Death card is a card of transformation. It's a card of metamorphosis. It's a card of, and having the Hierophant twice, having all of these other synchronized stuff coming up, these synchronicities coming up. The Hierophant coming in twice, King of Pentacles twice, Knight of Cups twice, all of these other knights coming in, the nines coming up, the fives coming up. All of this, Libra, is saying that you are at this point of questioning everything, stepping into the role of the outsider and saying, I'm going to make some changes. So with that, I'm going to leave off your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And Cheeseburger, thank you for coming and helping, Cheeseburger. And I look forward to being able to do your next reading for you. Thank you, everyone. Please like and subscribe.